Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you guys how to make your very own Flyff Private Server. So to start off, you're going to need to download everything that I have here. The whole Flyff source server client DB tools Visual Studio version 15 Visual Studio 2017 package. So inside of this you're going to find the client, the database, server files, the full source code, and some essential free tools that I put in there. And you're also going to find the Visual Studio 2019, Management Studio, and SQL Server 2014. So everything is in here, pretty much, that you need to have. So to begin, what we're going to do, we're going to get ourselves Visual Studio 2019. So that's this one, Visual Studio Community. We're going to double click it, we're going to run it, continue. I already downloaded and installed this one, so I'm not going to show you guys that process because that would take hours upon hours because my PC is pretty slow. So downloading everything is most likely going to take way less time on your PC rather than my old PC here. So what you want to have is Visual Studio Community 2019, which is what you're going to get with the download thingy that I put down there. So I'm going to show you guys everything that you need to have, the components and everything. So what you want to have here on desktop and mobile, you want to have net development, net desktop development C++, and universal platform development. You also want to make sure that under gaming you want to have game development with C++. And that's all of these that you're going to need. For components, you're going to need to have every single one of these that I have here. So go ahead, pause the video, and make sure that you get yourself each and every one of those, because that's very, very important for compiling the source code. Okay, so once you have downloaded all of these, just make sure that you install them. I usually have like download all and then install, but you can choose whatever you like here. Okay. So once that's done, we can close this out. I also wanna shout out to one person that made this all possible, and that's the guy called Ketchup on Rage Zone. This guy is basically the guy who put it all together. I am gonna use his version 15 Visual Studio 2019 source code, and everything that he posted on Rage Zone is part of this guide. So shout out to this guy. I'm gonna link his Rage Zone profile in the video description. Go check him out. He releases occasionally, I mean all of the time, new stuff, as you can see here. He's releasing a lot of new stuff in Flyff releases, like different modules, different source code releases, files, source codes. Like this guy is brilliant. I'm telling you, go check him out. It wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't have been possible without him. So, okay, now let's go back to work. So, in here, what we're going to start with next is to get ourselves the SQL Server 2014. That's SQL Express 64. Okay, so we're going to double click it. Let's see, we're going to extract it here. That's fine. That's fine. Basically, with SQL Express, we're going to connect the database and set things up through there. So, but first we have to install it. That's what we're going to do now. Let's see, almost done. Please wait while Microsoft SQL Server 2014 setup processes. Okay, Here we go. So what you're going to do in here, you want to select New SQL Server Standalone Installation or Add Features to an Existing Installation. Select this one. Wait a little bit. And in here you want to click Next. And Next again. I accept the license terms. Next. Yes, you want to have these. You can just install it in the C drive. That's completely fine. I do that. Next. We can just use default instance. That's completely fine. I usually do that. Next. We're going to click Next again. In here, we're just going to use Windows Authentication mode. That's completely fine. You could also use mixed mode and then make yourself a password for SA, which is the system administrator. You could do that if you would like as well, but I personally usually have Windows mode and then I edit this if I need it, but we can go with mixed mode for now. Okay, so mixed mode I'm gonna use for SA, I'm gonna use the password 123456. Confirm 123456. That's gonna be my SA, system administrator password. Next. And now just let it install. Shouldn't take too long time. Depending on your PC, this is gonna take that time. If you have a good PC, it's gonna take a lot slower. No, I mean, if you have a good PC, it's gonna be a lot faster. That's what I mean. If you have an old computer, an old laptop like me, it's gonna take some time. Not too long time, obviously, but longer than an average PC. Okay, it's almost done. Almost. Please wait. Okay, it says success and success. So now we can close it. Okay, that's that. Now we have SQL Server in here. What we want to do now is we want to add SQL Management Studio to the SQL Server. So we're going to double click this one. This is going to be our header, basically the program that we're going to use to edit this stuff in the database and attach the database. So that's why it's important. We're going to extract it here as well. That's completely fine. Just let it do its thing. Okay, now in here we're gonna click New SQL Server, standalone installation, or add a feature to an existing. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna add a feature to an existing installation. That's what we can select in here. Since we already downloaded the engine, which is the SQL Server, we're just gonna add existing feature. Next. And here we are. Select add an existing feature of an instance. Yep, we had this one in the beginning. So that's good. Installation type. We're gonna take management tools complete. You can also take these ones. That's fine. Next. And now let's just wait for it to get done. Shouldn't take too long. Let's see. Okay, it said success, 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 and success. Okay, we can close it out. That's very good. Close this one as well. Okay, now we're gonna open Management Studio. So open Management Studio. I'm just gonna search for it here, and SQL Server 2014 Management Studio. That's the one that we had. Okay, opening this one. In here, just use your desktop as a server name. It should pop up automatically, and we're gonna use Windows authentication. Connect. Okay, so right now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna restore the databases that we have for Flyff. So head into this base in here and go to database, and then select edit me before executing.sql. I'm gonna double click it and it's gonna open in here. So what you're gonna do now, you're gonna edit this to your own PC name. So go to Connect Object Explorer and copy this one. Control C, click cancel, and then make sure that they're between these two upper commas here. Okay, I have it like this. So now it's added for mine. And now click execute. There, commands completed successfully. Okay, so that's done. We can close that. We don't need to save changes to it. We already executed it. And now we're going to attach the other databases. We're going to start with this one, database. Everything here seems good. Click execute. Now it's executing it. And we got a few databases here. Account, character, logging, and ranking. That's good. That's very good. So now let's select the other databases, deadlock.sql. We're going to execute this one. That's done. Then we're going to go back into databases. We're going to click the account.sql. And we're going to execute this one as well. We're going to go back in the database. And we are going to select the ranking.sql. And we're going to execute that one as well. Okay, so now all the databases are done. So now we're going to create a ODBC connection. So go down on the left and search for ODBC data sources 32-bit. Select that one. And in here, we're going to add the different ODBC connections for logging, log01, character01, and ranking. So click Add, scroll all the way down, SQL Server Native Client 11.0, finish. So we're going to start with login, type login in here, and the server, that's going to be the SQL the SQL name of your SQL. So go to File, Connect or Object Explorer, copy this one, click Cancel, and go back in here. Paste it into the server, click Next, Next, and change the default database. Login, that goes for account.dbf. Click Next, and Next again, and test data source. Test completed successfully. That's good. Okay, that's 1 out of 4. Next, click Add again, native client 11. The next one is going to be log01. Server is going to be the same, the name of your PC. Next, next, change default. Log is going to go for logging 01, this one. Next, finish, test data source, test successfully. Okay, 2 out of 4. Next, it's going to be this one. And this one is going to be character 01. The server is going to be the desktop name. Next, next, change default database to character 01. Next, finish, test data source. Okay, it's good. And the last one is gonna be the ranking. Ranking. Server is gonna be this one. Next, next, change default database to ranking.dbf. Next, finish, test data source, test successfully complete. Okay, so we got all these 4, and we can move on now. Okay, so the database is ready. Most of the things are ready. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna compile the source code. So we're gonna wanna go back to the root here, the root of the folders, and then we're gonna click the source code. We're gonna click source, select all, and then click all.sln. Double click this one. This one is gonna open all the solutions that we're going to build. Basically, building the source code means you're building the executables for each one of those. The executables being the exes. So we're gonna build the world server exe, the news exe for the client, the world server, the login, the database, the core, the certifier, the cache server, and the account server are all that we need to start for the server to be open. And this is the client, as I said. So we have all of these 8 in here. What we're going to do now, we're going to go up here to build, and we're going to go to configuration manager and just make sure that everything here is ready. Active solution of configuration, no game guard. Yes, the client that we have, the Neos exe is not going to have any game guard on it. It's already been removed. So they should all look like this with Windows 30, Win32, and all of these should be released except the Neos, which is no game guard. It's put like this on default, but I just wanted to show you guys what it would look like for it to be right. So we're going to close this, and now we're going to go to build and click build solution. And this is the part where we wait. We wait for everything to be built and done. So let's wait for it to be finished. Let's see. Here you can see the full progress bar. Once this is all over here, that means it's done. So it shouldn't take too long time. It doesn't take too long time compiling the source code here for all of these. Like you can see, we're halfway there already. Let's see. Almost done. Very close. Almost done. World server. It's the last one. It goes from top all the way to the bottom. And there, build succeeded. We built 8, 0 fails, 0 up to date, and 0 skipped. Okay, great, great, great. So everything is done. We built the source code now. The next thing we're going to do is we're basically going to copy all the exes inside the output. The output meaning that it's the place where all of the finished compiled exes are located. So we are gonna drag all the exes that's inside each and one of those. There's gonna be one exe inside each of those into the section where they belong in the server files. Okay, so we have the account server exe here. We're gonna drag this to the side. We're gonna open another section here. So we're gonna go into the server files, into program, and we're gonna drag the account server in here and overwrite it. Replace this one. Okay, that's the account server. Now we're gonna go back and do it with the cache server. Take this exe in here. No, we're not gonna start it. That's wrong. We are gonna drag it in here and replace it. Go back again, certifier. Take this exe, drag it in here, replace it. Go back again, core server. Let's see, this one, drag it in here, replace it, and we're going to take the database server, this one, drag it in here, replace it, the login server, this one, and lastly in the server files we're going to take the world server. Let's see, where are you, exe? Maybe I went too far down. Let's see. Let's take it on the type. Let's filter for the type. There we go. Application. Okay. Replace this one. And we're gonna go back once more. And now we're gonna take the news. The news is for the client. We're gonna go back here, go to the client, and the news exe here. We're gonna take this one, no game guard. Gonna type news, this one, drag it in here, replace it to destination. Alright, great. Now we have all the exes replaced, but there is one last thing we have to do before we can start the server. And that is to modify the server configs. So head over to server files, then go to program, and in here we're going to modify account server ini, edit with notepad. And now, since we already have an SA account since the beginning, and the password we made was 123456, I'm gonna put that in here. And we're gonna do the same in here, 23456. Control S for save. Then we're gonna go back. And then we're gonna go into login server.ini, edit with notepad. And here you can see the IP is already set as local, so that's fine. Okay. And then we're gonna go to certifier.ini. You can also see that the IP is correct here, and that the password is 123456 as well, which is good, just what we want to have it. And now we want to go back one, and then go to script, and then go to database server.ini. Edit it with notepad, and then we have to check the password here as well. We're gonna put it 123456, and do the same thing here with 123456. Save. Alright, so now we've made the configs correctly according to our database configs. Now we can head back and actually start the server. Go back to program, and in order to start the server, you have to start it in a specific order. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna open this one with notepad, we're gonna tab it down a little bit, drag it like this, and then we're gonna open it in this order here. Starting with account server. Okay, it opened. That's good. The next will be certifier. Okay, and then database server. And then core server. On purpose, I'm waiting a few seconds, so letting each of those exes load a little bit. And now it's login server. And now it's cache server. And last but not least, it's world server. Alright, so everything is downloaded. And now we can go back to the client and start the client itself. You might be wondering, how do I log into the game? Well, fear not. There is already a preset account already for the game, so you don't need to think about it too much as of this moment. I might make a video like later on to showcase how to create an account using the tools that we have already in here. But if you want to just play around and start, you can just use the default account for now. So to start the game, we have to go use the startgame.bat file. That one will basically start the news.exe. So double click this one. And here you can see it's the Ketchup one. Okay, the music is a little bit loud. We're gonna open the volume mixer and tune it down a little bit. Yeah, like that. That's good. So the username is test, and the password is also test. That's a default account. Okay, we're gonna hit channel 1 and connect. We're gonna create an account, a character. We're just gonna name it Spidpex. The bank pin is gonna be 1111 and 1111. Okay, and accept. So there we have it, guys. We're logging into our very own Flyff Private Server that we just made. Let's see. Alright, next. So the test is a default admin account, so you have a lot of things you can do and play around in here. In one of my future videos, I'm gonna make a showcase on how to use commands and how to make the most out of your GM account with stuff you can do.